Hello again. It's Anne with Personal Chapters with another installment of Quarantine Stories. I have a question to pose to you today. What do you do when you're bored? This pandemic has brought out so much boredom in many of the people that I know. So how do you handle that? I've handled it by getting into a lot of sewing projects, by doing these videos. My son handles it by thinking up new ways to entertain two little kids. And he also ordered some instructions online and built a new hammock stand. My stepson, Dana, finally got so bored that he recorded 2 funny videos. And this is the result.
And just like that, the impeachment talk was over. That's all I got to say about that. Walmart makes these little bitty pies. This one happens to be peach, which is, I like it a lot. They used to be 2 for $1. And now they're 50 cents a piece. Good bargain.
Dana also was asked by his employer to upload a head and shoulders photograph of himself for ID purposes. Well, this is what Dana ended up sending his boss. So, what's the funniest thing that you've ever done? Have you done anything even remotely close to what Dana has done here? This is the time to think about doing that. Can you write a funny story? Can you record yourself on a video telling a joke? For 27 years, the amount of time that I had my newspaper, I wrote very many humorous personal columns for the paper. And I don't consider myself funny, but somehow I could be funny on paper. I just can't deliver it like Dana does. During this pandemic, I've seen a lot of discussion of fears. And when I had the newspaper, I wrote a column about kind of making fun at our fears, making them seem inconsequential, which I'm not sure I would classify a pandemic with an invisible enemy as inconsequential. But I reread one of my columns from then, and it happened to reference fear. And here are some excerpts from what I wrote when I published my memoir as a collection of my newspaper columns. I wasn't alive then, but I've heard President Franklin Roosevelt's fear speech. I've heard it replayed so many times I can still hear the static in the background as he told radio audiences, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." Those were profound words, and not to take anything away from his motivational and historical comments, but lately I find there truly are a lot of things to fear. Now that I'm past 60, I have this irrational fear of catching my little toe in my underwear some morning, falling on my face, and having no one around to pick up my undignified, broken-necked body. Now, I know the solution to this fear is to sit down on something, to put on socks or underwear. But it's darned unhandy and a waste of time. Then there's the fear of never-ending tomato blight. This is something only a gardener would concern herself with, but believe me, it is legit. Or how about the fear of death by politics? This particular phobia asserts itself through an addiction to cable network news and commentary, including setting up your DVR to record the shows you might have to miss due to being forced to perform daily living functions such as cooking, eating supper, mowing the grass. Those of us who must have our constant supply of negative fear-mongering and hackle-raising find ourselves without a sense of purpose when deprived of the chance to rage at the television. The death part comes when we become so apoplectic from the things we have no control over that we keel over from high blood pressure or a stroke. Naturally, all of this worry is pure nonsense because the only real fear we should have is that of leaving this world before making the proper connections with God and or our fellow man prior to being hung up in our underwear. Now, I know that so many of us have been in front of the television almost nonstop since this pandemic began, and we get more and more alarmed by the news that we hear of the spread of this virus across the country. Myself, I have had to step back and just resort to looking at the news, maybe a news flash on my phone, because I will get so upset by what I'm seeing, so anxious that I won't be able to sleep at night. So I would urge you all to do the same if you find yourselves being too anxious. And if you need to lighten the load or calm your anxieties, look at this video again of Dana and his silliness and his wonderful sense of humor, and maybe it will ease that for a while. In the meantime, I hope to be able to give you an assignment about writing about your own sense of humor, so stay tuned for that. Thank you.